Let's talk football because that's on my brain. And the preseason week 1 in full begins on Thursday night. And that's when we see the first time this calendar football season, 2025, first time we see the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles get out there. They're taking on the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday night. You know, we're just all focused on the Dallas Cowboys right now, the Washington Commanders, because they have to. Well, listen, and the team that they're playing, the Eagles, on Thursday night, completes the trifecta of why we're talking about the Cowboys and the Commanders and the Bengals, because they have the most famous hold-ins going on right now.
True.
And the big news that came out of Cowboys camp yesterday is Micah Parsons put his uniform back on.
Yeah. So there's hope.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, don't lose sleep. When Jerry Jones says don't lose sleep, it means I know I'm going to scratch the check. I know this is going to happen. Don't pay any attention here. I'm just going to say a lot of weird stuff that makes you wonder if I really do know what the hell's going on in between now and then.
He's doing an excellent job of that, Rich.
I know that. He's crushing it right now. Talking about mommy and daddy and agents and players and, you know, those bright, shiny objects get our attention in the media.
See?
And Terry McLaurin is still holding in. He's not going anywhere either, pal. He's not going anywhere.
You say these with such certainty. You don't know, just like we don't know.
Going nowhere. Last year, Brandon Ayuk said, I want to be traded, and he was even identified. He even had a trade partner identified associated with him in the Steelers. We don't even have that with McLaurin.
Well,
about that.
Patriots and Commanders are joint practicing this week, so he can really see how green the grass is on the other side.
Right, and then stay put on his side of the grass.
Manifest this.
Okay. Hey, listen, pal. Drake May's
if
great.
not who?
Drake May's great. Jaden Daniels is the unicorn of the National Football League, who I believe is going to have a nice follow-up season. And in terms of that, they got to keep McLaurin, and we all know about Trey Hendrickson. But my point is this. I just made it. That we're not talking about the Eagles, we're talking about all these other things. Certainly within their own division.
That's true.
Did you know the last time, I feel like this is an old Sports Center.
I love Did You Know?
Oh, boy.
We got to bring that back.
I plan on the This Was Sports Center podcast that's coming soon to an ear gate near you.
Did You Know at the end?
I will do Did You Knows at the end. I'm going to lean into this thing, buddy.
Can I pop in for the Did You Know?
TBD.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
So, did you know the last time we saw back-to-back Super Bowl champs followed up by back-to-back Super Bowl champs, which would happen if the Philadelphia Eagles won this year? It's only happened once in the history of the National Football League. We're going into Super Bowl 60, I believe, this year, right?
60-60.
Super Bowls 7 and 8 were won by the Miami Dolphins.
And then the Steelers.
Won.
Super Bowls 9 and 10.
Yeah.
That's the last and only time I've ever seen it happen. Did you know in Philadelphia sports history, your Sixers have never gone back-to-back?
That's a fact.
Did you know the Phillies have never gone back-to-back?
Mm-hmm.
The only back-to-back champions in the history of Philadelphia sports were the Philadelphia Flyers, the Bobby Clark captained 73, 74, and 74, 75 teams. That's it.
The Bullies.
Of Broad Street. And so the Eagles have an opportunity here to do something we haven't seen in Philadelphia sports and the National Football League since the 70s. They have that opportunity. And it sure looks like they have the team, too. Mm-hmm. They do have the team, guys.
It's like everybody's back, pretty much.
You know, Kellen Moore's not back.
Right.
And the last time they lost an offensive coordinator, you know, wheels came off wagons. And also, you know, they didn't have the defensive coordinator either. But they have one of the best offensive lines in the business, as we know. They've got the best running back in the National Football League.
Ooh.
Yes, I said it. Come on. 2,000-yard rusher. And a guy who is like, I'll show my former team, and then did. And then the guy who we all know took care of the team that came closest to knocking the Eagles off in the playoffs after he did the same to them in the regular season in the Los Angeles Rams. Nightmare fuel for Rams fans whose who found out whose house it really was. And the reigning Super Bowl MVP in Jalen Hurts. And we do not know what Hurts will look like now that he has a ring and now that he has all that comes with it. And I'm not talking about the personal trimmings. I'm talking about the confidence level. I'm talking about all of what he brings to the table as a leader. And now he's got the ring and the trophy in the case. And he's got one of the best wide receiver tandems in the NFL in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. And he's also got a defense. They paid Zach Bond, too. We all know what the Eagles do with the defensive line. I don't think anybody's... I mean, that's the one spot where they did lose in the offseason.
Right, Milton Williams to New England.
Interesting you point that one out. Nakobe Dean should be coming back, we hope. Right? Jalen Carter could be the best in the business. Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith.
Yep. All the Georgia players.
Two of their rookies from last year, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, wound up in the top 70 of the top 100 players in the NFL as voted by the peers. It's being counted down on NFL Network right now.
They deserve it.
I'm laying it all out for you here. You know, they got the coach now who's got the ring in the case, and he's got some of the best numbers of a coach in the first X number of years that he's been on the job. And I'm sorry to point this out. You might be hearing from Carl Anthony Towns a little bit more, TJ. You already have. A.J. Brown had an interesting comment on SiriusXM radio, on which we're found, channel 375, FYI. This is a funny soundbite. Roll it.
You know, the process is still the same. You know, I think I am very blessed and fortunate to achieve and to win the Super Bowl as a team. But, you know, the process of the daily grind stays the same. And so once you kind of look at it through that lens, you just got to go back to work. All that stuff is over with, you know. I like to say, you know, the Lombardi, she's not loyal. She's not loyal. So we got to go. We got to do what we got to do it again. You know, try to win her over again.
She's not loyal. Okay.
It's funny. It's funny.
You got to earn. You got to earn it. And I feel really confident in saying they can do it again. Is there anybody out there who feels that the Philadelphia Eagles cannot do it again? It's just tough to do. You know, they lost too many parts. They haven't. Is it tough to do? Chiefs just did it.
Disease of Moore, you know, Pat Riley's
it doesn't
famous
sound
idiom.
like that. Didn't sound like a guy who's disease of Moore. It sounds like he's still finding his inner excellence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the schedule though, man. I guess you could play this game for everybody, and we have. But you look at the first 5 games, they have to raise the banner against the Cowboys. We'll see. I'm telling you, Mike is going to be there. Don't lose any sleep over it. And then their first road game is they have to go have a Super Bowl reunion. I mean, right off the bat, right? How about Kansas City? They start in Brazil, and then they come home, and they're home openers against the Eagles. And that one was awarded to Fox. That's not a night game. The whole country's going to be tuned in there. And then we see, you know, Rams come back. Now, you know, Matthew Stafford saw a back specialist on Saturday, something we'll talk about with Albert Breer when he joins us on the program. Rams and Cowboys are going through the paces today here in Southern California. Andrew Whitworth is there. He'll be on Wednesday's show to talk about it. But I think the Rams, you could make the case, are the team that might give the Eagles the biggest threat this year if they are healthy, because they certainly did last year, and I think they're better now. Tampa signed Teddy Two Gloves today to back up Baker. Tampa is Game 4, and we all know you can sit here on Tampa this, Tampa that.
They have lost playoff games in Tampa.
Well, they are they're a long-time bugaboo of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Warren Sapp, one of the things he loves to crow about is they shut down the vet and they open the link. Back-to-back games by beating the Eagles. They love beating the Eagles down there in Central Florida. And then the team du jour, the Denver Broncos, Week 5. They're at the Giants, at Minnesota, play the Giants again before a bye. After which they go basically through their NFC North tour with a trip to Dallas in between, a trip to Green Bay, and home dates against Detroit and Chicago. They visit out here to take on the Chargers on a Monday night. And then their last 3 after a home date with Vegas are both games against Washington wrapped around a visit to Western New York. They will be challenged, to say the least. And I know we always view a schedule through the prism of last year, and we're assuming everybody's going to be just as good, and we don't see the teams that could be better coming, because if this is the schedule we saw last year, we'd say, oh, they got the two dates against Washington and their rookie quarterback. That's a soft landing, with the exception of that visit to Buffalo.
Not anymore.
That looked like 6-11 to me.
Look, and I want to
Nice.
be consistent. I did it yesterday for the Chiefs. Look,
Speak it.
there's a worst case scenario where they
6-11.
start 1-4.
Oh, boy.
I just don't think so. They're just too damn talented, sir.
They are. Of course, all these great
They're
teams
too
are too
talented.
talented. However, soft tissue injury here.
I got it.
Oblique there.
I know.
Suddenly they're 1-4, and you're like, what's wrong with the Eagles?
But they can rush the passer and put up points, and that's the and have a quarterback that makes plays with his legs and his butt. You know what I mean? And
6-11, Rich.
for now, till that play gets
that's not being banned this year, sir.
banned.
It will be in place
Why I
for
said
this
for
year.
now.
They're gonna. It is a tough schedule. They will be challenged, but boy, do they have the team to do it. And if they do it, they will have earned it, and it will be a story for the ages in Philadelphia. You keep saying the word 6-11, sir.
I'm trying to just speak it into existence.
I would. At this point in time, you're focused on your own 11. At least he put the uniform back on for a brief bit.
Thankfully.
So that's what's up. Not enough people are talking about the Eagles because we're focused on the Cowboys and the Commanders holdouts, and then we'll be taking on the Bengals. And Thursday night will be like who's playing, who's not playing, and certainly Trey Hendrickson is not. Apparently, he's 3rd on the depth chart now. Right there.
What are we doing?
Well, I mean, he's not practicing. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.